Welcome to Open Campus Soft Skills Course, Module 11, High Tech, High Touch. In this module, you will learn the definition of high tech and high touch, the importance of human needs, the growth of technology in society, how to prevent dehumanization, and tips on high tech and high touch. Well, what is high tech and high touch? High touch is when there is very close relationships with customers or clients. High touch is when you're employing, requiring, or involved in high technology. When we talk about the psychology of human needs, we have to address and look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you notice, there's this pyramid, and at the bottom of the pyramid, there is the idea and the need for food, shelter, and clothing, those physiological needs, followed by physical safety. And then next, we're looking at the middle tier, which is social. Looking at friendships, group membership, social connection. This is that feeling and that need to belong. Well, in today's society, high tech and high touch, it marries those two. Those two marry various components of that social human need. And we're going to focus on that middle area, that middle section of social hierarchies of the needs. But then going further up, we're looking at esteem and approval, self-confidence, and then at the top, it's self-fulfillment. But to get to self-fulfillment, we have to go through the progression from the bottom of the pyramid up. But for the purposes of our module, we're going to focus on the social needs. When we look at technology and the growth in society, there are indeed advantages as well as disadvantages. Let's look at the advantages. The advantages to technology is that it provides increased efficiency in all industries. We're able to do things quicker, faster, just be able to have discoveries about new methods and processes in an exponential way because of the use of technology and the advances of technology. Also, technology, it saves money and time in the workplace. Third, technology encourages innovation and creativity. We find that a lot of technology companies, they are very excited about employing the millennials, the young generation of graduates and so forth, because of their ability to be not only flexible, but to think outside of the box and to create possibilities of creativity and innovation in ways that were probably not well received with some of the traditional methods and approaches to technology. We also look at technology as being able to create employment mobility. Thanks to technology, people can choose to work from home. People can be flexible in vacation or travel and still be able to earn a living as well as contribute to the company that they work for. When we look at the disadvantages, we're looking at how the technology, it makes us more dependent on computers and machines. Also, with technology, there's a decreased value in the human workforce. And technology can also create distractions. We know that social media, although it has its perks and its pluses, it can create for distractions, cause laziness, as well as create issues regarding with employee productivity because people are wanting to stay in that socially connected space all the time. And lastly, technology can adversely affect the relationships that we have at work. There are times where we don't engage in face-to-face interaction. We kind of send everything via email, or we Skype in communications, or we have conference calls instead of having direct meetings. So those are some of the disadvantages as well as the advantages to having technology in society. Now, the prevention of dehumanization. And dehumanization is looking at how we are decreasing in our area of humanity and humanness. Well, technology can sometimes be attributed to that, but here are some things that we can do to prevent dehumanization with technology. Increase face-to-face interactions. Disconnect from technology from time to time. Get to know your coworkers and customers, especially those repeat and return customers. Remember the power of touch. Sometimes a handshake can go a long way. Greet people. Greeting people by name if possible, it makes that human connection and sets you apart from other people. Say thank you. We live in a time where kindness is not always extended as much as it can be, but saying thank you is another memorable kind of connecting moment. And then last but not least, following the golden rule of treating people the way you want to be treated. Some tips regarding high tech and high touch. When we're looking at high tech, building an online presence. If you are working with a company, a startup company, having some type of interface with a website or what have you, it provides an opportunity for people to immediately engage. Also, connect on social media. Social media can be used in an effective way to stay connected with your coworkers, especially when it's regarding sharing work-related news, tips, updates, innovations, as well as connecting with your customers and clients as well. Maintain a professional impression. No matter if you are communicating via technology and you are operating from a global perspective and your client or your company is not in your hometown, still maintain a level of professionalism because that's still an impression that you want to be lasting. And certainly, lastly, we want to look at develop a virtual Facebook system. Feedback system. You want to be able to create a way for people to dialogue and make comments, offer suggestions or input to your services that you provide. When we're looking at high touch, we're looking at focusing on the needs of the client or the customer. When you're asking questions, you want to know what are their goals? What is it that they are expecting out of this experience? Also, you want to be courteous and attentive. This is where your manners should truly shine because again, when we're dealing with high touch, we are dealing with that immediate person-to-person, one-on-one engagement. Thirdly, be authentic and use a personal touch. Let yourself, your personality shine through. Don't try to imitate someone else or try to be like someone else. Be authentic in who you are and how you connect with individuals, your coworkers as well as customers. And then lastly, make your follow-up unforgettable. We talked about thank yous with technology and high tech, but when you're dealing with high touch, you can make your follow-ups and your shows of appreciation and gratitude unforgettable. We send emails so often, a simple, small thing as a handwritten note or a handwritten letter can make you stand out and be top of mind. This concludes High Tech, High Touch for Module 11. We will now have Quiz 11.